In the shadows of Sicily, a silent power was born, not elected, not official, but feared more than governments. For over a century, the Sicilian Mafia controlled businesses, influenced politics, and enforced its own brutal code of justice. But how did a secret brotherhood rise to such power, and why has it proven so difficult to destroy? This is the story of the Sicilian Mafia, its origins, its rise, and its lasting grip on history. To understand the Mafia, we must go back to 19th century Sicily. At the time, Sicily was a land of poverty and instability. For centuries, the island had been ruled by foreign powers: Normans, Spaniards, Bourbons, each one exploiting its people. When feudalism collapsed, large estates were left without strong authority. There was no reliable police force, no justice system people could trust. So local groups stepped in. They offered protection for a price. These early groups became the foundation of what we now call the Mafia. At first, they weren't seen as criminals. They were seen as necessary. By the mid-1800s, these groups evolved into organized networks. They formed a secret society known as Cosa Nostra, meaning our thing. It wasn't just about crime, it was about power, loyalty, and control. Members followed a strict code: absolute loyalty, silence, known as omerta, protection of fellow members above all else. Breaking this code often meant death. The Mafia controlled land, crops, and trade. They inserted themselves into everyday life. If you wanted to do business, you dealt with them. The Mafia's influence grew rapidly. They used intimidation, violence, and strategic alliances. Farmers paid them for protection. Merchants relied on them. Politicians cooperated with them. This system created a cycle of dependence. People feared the Mafia, but also depended on it. The line between protector and oppressor blurred, and that's what made them so powerful. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, many Sicilians emigrated to the United States. Along with them came elements of Mafia culture. In cities like New York, Chicago, and New Orleans, organized crime took root. The Sicilian Mafia helped shape what would become the American Mafia. They expanded into smuggling, Prohibition-era alcohol trade, gambling, racketeering. The Mafia was no longer local. It had become international. Governments eventually began fighting back. In Italy, the rise of fascism under Benito Mussolini led to a crackdown. Mussolini saw the Mafia as a threat to state authority. Thousands were arrested. Many fled the country. For a time, it seemed like the Mafia had been weakened, but they were far from destroyed. After World War II, they returned, stronger than before. In the late 20th century, the Mafia became even more dangerous. They expanded into drug trafficking. Their wealth and influence grew massively. But so did resistance. Italian judges like Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino led major investigations. They exposed Mafia operations and brought many leaders to justice. But the Mafia responded with violence. Both judges were assassinated in 1992. Their deaths shocked the nation. And finally, the public began pushing back. Today, the Sicilian Mafia still exists, but it is no longer as powerful as it once was. Law enforcement has weakened its structure. Public awareness has reduced its influence. Yet its legacy remains. The Mafia changed how crime operates worldwide. It showed how organized groups can challenge governments, and it left behind a system that still exists in different forms across the globe. The Sicilian Mafia began as protection and became power, a system built on fear, loyalty, and silence. And even today, its story serves as a reminder. When institutions fail, something else will take their place. Like and subscribe to Vault of History for more deep dives into the hidden forces that shaped our world.